Yep, I'm recording.
Knock this shit out.
I am recording.
You're recording? What are you recording?
Us.
Oh. For what?
Just for shits, you know? It's not like we're doing anything or recording a podcast, but also, hi, welcome to the Ghosty Girls podcast. I'm Christina.
Oh my God. Hi, I'm Alicia.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Super duper. How are you doing?
Good.
I just spoke for everyone there. Okay, so I'm jumping in because this one has the potential to be sort of long.
Ooh, okay. I like the long ones. I like them long. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're talking about never mind. Okay,
I'm talking about podcast episodes.
Sure you are.
Get your head out of the fucking gutter.
It lives there.
I know.
That's just
I was
where it
saying
lives.
I don't know why I said that.
Absolutely not. Today's episode is a descent into one of the most twisted minds we've covered so far.
Oh.
Buckle up, buttercups.
Uh-oh.
Log into your Excel. You know why? Because today we're talking about a serial killer that flew under the radar for years. He was ridiculously organized and kept, get ready for this, a spreadsheet on his murders.
You know, this is so random, and this is going to age me, but like my fellow elder millennials, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Do you remember the Nelly video with Kelly Rowland where it's like... And she's texting him, but it's actually an Excel spreadsheet.
Yes.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry I digress. It's like 2 minutes in and I'm digressing already.
No,
I apologize.
Listen, this one's going to need some fun humor because it's rough.
I'll try to bring it then.
But for those of you who haven't figured it out, I know Christina already did.
Yeah.
Today we are covering Randy Kraft, a.k.a. the Scorecard Killer. I think he has other names as well, but we're going with that one. So who was Randy Kraft? Also, Christina, I did this for you. I covered an older one.
Yay! Thank you.
Yes, queen.
I love the old school ones. I think because like there's more like mystery to them because it's like there wasn't social media and all that shit back then. So it's like, I don't know.
See, I like the newer ones because there is social media and I can have all the deets. So Randy Stephen Kraft was born on March 19th, 1945, making him a Pisces. Y'all don't have to claim him. He came into this world in the land of sunshine, surfers, and apparently sociopaths. Long Beach, California. He was the fourth child and the only boy in what seemed like a very loving household. His mom's name was Opal Lee. Freaking love that name. How cute is that? She worked several jobs, but ultimately landed as a cook in a local school. It is said that Opal was super duper religious. Although she rarely missed a church service, she was a great mom and doted on her children. Randy's father, Harold Herbert Kraft, was an assembly line worker. I read that Harold was very, very cold and distant, not only with his family, but everyone.
That's not good.
I know. He rarely attended social events or even functions for his children.
Aww.
Now, Randy's sisters absolutely loved having a baby boy in the house, and they cared for him like he was their own little baby doll.
Aww.
So he was pretty loved.
Yeah, that's rare for a serial killer.
Yeah. I mean, the dad was cold, but there was nothing in there about like...
Usually the male serial killers have something with their mom.
I mean, other than Opal being super religious, it was said that she was a great mom.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. The family moved from Long Beach to Orange County, California in 1948. Once Randy was old enough, he attended Midway City Elementary School. Randy was a very smart kid. Like chess club smart. With the recommendation of his teachers and fellow students, Randy was allowed to attend Accelerated High School in 1957.
Accelerated High School?
Yeah, he was 12.
Wow.
I know.
That's crazy.
12 in an Accelerated High School.
Huh.
He blazed through high school, and even though he was young, he still made a lot of friends. He dated the pretty girls, and he graduated 10th out of his class of 360 people.
Nice.
I know. Randy went on from high school to attend Claremont Men's College. There, Randy studied economics and political science. At first, Randy continued to support his family's conservative political views. However, he began coming into his own views while attending college. Now, we know college is already tough between poli-sci exams and term papers, but Randy was also grappling with some serious issues of his own, being a closeted gay man in the 1960s.
Oh, that's got to be difficult.
Yeah. I mean, we all know society in the 1960s was not kind to the gays.
No, I mean, it's not even really that kind now.
No.
It's 2025, so I can't imagine.
Well, despite this, Randy began his first homosexual relationship towards the end of his freshman year at Claremont.
Okay.
Side note, grappling with your sexuality is not an excuse for serial killing, and being repressed doesn't turn you into Buffalo Bill unless you were already on your way.
Correct. That's true.
Randy started a job as a bartender at a local gay bar called Garden Grove Cocktail Lounge.
He's like, you a bartender.
I know. Well, yeah.
I mean, not really like you, but you know.
Oh my God, we mix drinks. Actually, I made a Manhattan for a guy the other day, and he said it was the best Manhattan he ever had.
Oh.
I was like, stop it. Stop.
No, good for you.
So we know that Randy finally accepted his sexuality.
Okay.
And with that, he often traveled to different beach towns to have relations with male escorts. He actually got caught propositioning an undercover male police officer and was arrested.
Oh, no.
I know. But he was let go since he had no previous record. After this, he leaned even more into his own political views and moved his registration from Republican to Democrat. Randy was enjoying the college life a little too much and actually ended up failing one of his courses, which caused him to graduate 8 months later than he should have. Anywho, after college, Randy joined the Air Force, where he quickly rose to the rank of Airman First Class and Supervisor Manager. Okay. He must have become confident and comfortable in his own skin at this point because he finally came out to his family.
Okay.
At first, his father was upset, but his mother was a little more understanding.
And that's interesting because the mother was very religious.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but she loved her kids. She was,
Yeah.
Eventually, though, the entire family accepted Randy's sexuality, but I read that once he came out to them, he began to distance himself from them.
I wonder why, though.
I feel like he almost expected them to not be okay with it.
Oh, okay.
So he probably already had mentally prepared himself to, distance himself. And then once they accepted him, he was like, well, I'm still just going to back up. I don't want you to know what I do.
Yeah, or maybe there was still a part of him that was ashamed of it. I mean, unfortunately.
Sucks.
I don't know. That's a shame.
Yeah. That being said, here is where things go from man with secrets to a man with a body count.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Sometime in the early 70s, Kraft began targeting young men, often hitchhikers, Marines, and people he perceived wouldn't be missed right away. Classic predator move.
Mm-hmm.
And the MO was horrific. Randy's first victim was in March of 1970. He was a 13-year-old runaway named...
He was only 13?
There's some youngins in this one.
No.
Yeah, I should probably throw out a trigger warning.
Well, this entire podcast
trigger
is
warning.
Just a trigger warning.
If you're going to be triggered, don't listen.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. This one's got everything.
Oh.
Literally. Yeah. So he was a 13-year-old runaway named Joseph Alvin Francher. Randy offered Joseph a room at his apartment and even told him he had a female friend that would sleep with him. As a 13-year-old boy who had left home and had nowhere to go, Joseph jumped at this opportunity. Once they got to Randy's place, Randy drugged and beat Joseph before repeatedly SAing him. You know what SAing is? Anybody out there?
Are you trying to not get us flagged on YouTube
I'm trying
again?
to not get us flagged on YouTube.
I don't give a fuck.
Randy then went to work like it was totally normal, which was great for Joseph because he was able to escape. Yes. So when Joseph made it outside, he was disheveled and a mess. And luckily for him, a concerned citizen called him an ambulance. Joseph went in the ambulance, and upon being seen, it was clear he needed his stomach pumped. When Joseph was asked what happened, Joseph had no problem telling the cops that Randy had drugged and beat him. The police were called, went to Randy's home, and searched it. Randy was still at work. However, his roommate let the cops in. They also went to the hospital and interviewed Joseph, who said he was given the drugs and took them. Now, because he did not say that Randy forced him to take the drugs, this was considered voluntary.
What?
Yep. The police's search of Randy's home was considered invalid since the police did not have a warrant. Therefore, all charges were dropped.
Oh my God.
Also, Joseph never told anyone about the SAing because he was too ashamed.
Oh.
Yep. So in 1971, Randy got busy. He got a job in Huntington Beach, California, which if you have never been to Huntington Beach, go if you have the means. It's awesome.
I've never been to California, but I want to go.
What?
Yeah.
Girl.
I know. I really need to get on the traveling thing.
Somebody sponsor us.
Yes, please. We'll do a world tour.
Or world. How about, let's start with the East Coast tour and then maybe West Coast.
I want to do an all-coast tour.
I want to do the Midwest. I want to go back to Montana and see my girl Becky. Hey, Becky. She's a brewer and she's amazing and I love her. Anywho, Randy enrolled back into college with a major in education and he got himself a boyfriend.
Okay.
Now, he met his boyfriend, Jeffrey Paul Graves, at college, and he also successfully completed his first murder. So it was September 1971 when it is thought that Randy went to a local gay bar called The Stable and was able to somehow lure the bartender, Wayne Joseph Duquette, to join him after work. A month later, Wayne was found along the side of the Ortega Highway. Unfortunately, his body was exposed to the elements for far too long, and the police were unable to determine if there was any actual foul play. They were able to get a blood sample, which showed an extremely high blood alcohol level. Because of this, the coroner went with alcohol poisoning as Wayne's cause of death. Yep. Fast forward to December of 1972. Randy struck again. This time, Randy went for a Marine by the name of Edward Daniel Moore. Edward was only 20 years old. I could not find where Randy and Edward met. However, similar to Joseph, Edward's body was found on the side of a highway. You're going to see that a lot in here.
Yeah.
Edward
sounds like it.
That's just what he did. He was like, I'm done. Highway. Edward had been bound at the wrists and ankles, beaten heavily across the face, and strangled. He also had a ton of bite marks all over his body, as well as abrasions that are consistent with being thrown from a moving vehicle.
Oh.
You're going to hear that a lot too.
Wow.
One more thing. A sock had been inserted into his rectum.
What?
Yeah. I did read in one of my sources that they don't think that that was anything like sexual. They think that he did that so that when he went to dispose of the body, like nothing came out.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but that's...
I mean, it would make sense because things like that do happen when a body is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Randy didn't wait until over a year to strike again this time. Only 6 months later, another body was found on the side of the road. Unfortunately, this victim was never identified. However, they guesstimated him to be between 17 and 25, and his cause of death was similar to that of Edward.
Oh, wow. He's never been identified?
There's two different pictures of him, of what they think he would have looked like.
Okay.
That you can find online, but yeah, he was never identified.
That's sad.
I know. He had also been strangled with a sock inserted into his rectum. During the remainder of 1973, 4 more bodies were discovered on the side of the highway. First was Kevin Clark Bailey, who had been SA'd before he was strangled. He was 17. 20-year-old Ronnie Jean Wiebe, W-I-E-B-E, was found strangled as well. A 23-year-old art student who was openly bisexual by the name of Vincent Cruz Mestis, he was actually found with the signature sock insertion, as well as with missing hands.
Wow.
His hands were never found also, which I thought was weird.
That's creepy.
And the other was an unidentified, dismembered male who was also discovered on the side of the local highway.
Oh my gosh. So now there's 2 victims that have never even been identified. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep. And that is how he finished out 1973.
Jesus.
Yep. 5 more bodies were discovered by major highways in the area. Now we're moving on to
5 more. Holy fuck.
Oh, it gets we're only on page 3 of 8.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. I could only find the names of 3 of the 5 victims. Roger Edward Dickerson, who was an 18-year-old Marine, James Dale Reeves, who was 19, and Malcolm Eugene Little, who was also 19. They had all been found with objects inserted into their bodies or with bite marks similar to Randy's previous victims. Spoiler alert, there's more.
Jesus.
Fast forward again to 1975. 2 teens, Keith Crotwell and Kent May, were chilling in the parking lot by Long Beach. Randy approached them, offering beer and drugs, and of course, they were like, yeah, bro, let's go.
Yeah.
A few hours later, Randy returned to the same location where he had picked the 2 up and pushed an unconscious Kent out of the car.
Wow.
Kent was actually lucky. Other than being out of it and dazed, he was unharmed and alive. He was even more lucky that 2 of his friends saw him being pushed out of the car.
Oh, wow.
A black and white Mustang. And Kent's friends helped him and thought nothing more about it until the news that their friend Keith's skull was found on a jetty.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. With this turn of events, the teens decided to figure out who the killer was and went searching for the vehicle that they saw that night.
That's like what they did in the Stephen Pinnell case. Remember?
Yeah. The black and white Mustang was parked less than a mile from their home.
What?
I know. These kids were smart enough, though.
Holy shit.
I know.
That's awesome.
It was close. They were smart enough, though, to not try and be heroes. Thank God.
Okay.
They wrote down a license plate number and took it to the cops.
Good.
They told the cops everything that they had seen and, in Kent's case, experienced. The police wasted 0 time looking up the license plate, and guess who the car was registered to?
I can't even imagine.
Randy Kraft. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's more. Again, we're only on page 4, so, well, still 3, almost 4. The police questioned Randy several times about the evening when Kent was pushed from the car. He admitted to bring the boys for a ride in his car, offering them beer and Valium, which they happily accepted. He said he dropped Kent off as he wasn't feeling great and then continued to ride with Keith. Per Randy, his car became stuck on the side of the road. Randy and Keith got out to inspect it, and Randy made the trek to a nearby gas station to call a tow truck to help. He also called his roommate, which his roommate vouched for. When he got back, Randy said that Keith was nowhere in sight. Because only Keith's skull had been found, and because it was located on a jetty, the coroner determined his cause of death as accidental drowning.
What?
Yeah. Realistically,
these coroners suck.
I know. How many times do you find a drowning victim dismembered?
Probably fucking 0.
Yeah. I mean, the police were smart enough not to believe Randy, but they couldn't prove it. So nothing happened. He was released.
This is pissing me off.
I know. So Randy decided that was way too close of a call and decided to take some time off from murder.
Oh, a little cooling off period, if you will.
Yes, one of those. He didn't kill again until he decided to ring in the new year right.
Ugh.
December 31st of 1975. Randy did his most diabolical work yet.
Oh, no.
This victim, Mark Hall, I can't with this one. He was found tied to a tree in a nearby canyon. Again, this one is tough, so turn it down for 5 or 6 seconds if you don't want to hear what happened to Mark. Here we go. Randy had forced leaves and dirt down Mark's throat before S.A.ing him. He burnt Mark with a lighter from his car all over his body, especially his nipples, scrotum, and face, including his eyes.
That's like what Stephen Pinnell did with the nipples and the eyes.
Mm-hmm. A broken glass bottle was used to cause many wounds on Mark's legs, and to top it all off, he cut off Mark's genitals and inserted them into, according to physicians, into him. Into his rectum. You get it. You get what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Yes. According to physicians, Mark was alive and endured most of the torture before ultimately succumbing to lack of oxygen from the leaves and dirt in his throat.
Oh my God. So he was castrated but was still alive.
All the things.
That's horrific.
I know.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So for those of you that turned it down, welcome back. Smart move.
Yeah, I wish I could unhear that. Fuck.
Remember earlier I said that Randy began a relationship with a man named Jeffrey?
Yes, I do.
Well, they were together through all of this. And apparently, Jeffrey knew nothing and suspected nothing.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to judge because we've seen that before.
Yeah.
In many a cases. It is possible to hide who you really are to your friends and family. So, okay.
Yeah, it's nuts. Unfortunately, Randy and Jeff called it quits early in 1976. Randy then found a new, younger, hot piece, again named Jeffrey.
Oh my
We're going
God.
to call him Jeff, though, instead of Jeffrey.
Okay.
His name was Jeff Seelig, and he was 19 when he and Randy started dating. So
And how old was he at this point?
he was like 31.
With a 19-year-old. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, that's crazy.
Disturbing.
They did agree to have an open and polyamorous relationship, which is pretty progressive for the time, I think. Jeff stated in an interview that Randy was kind, sweet, and to him, completely normal.
Wow.
He would sometimes pick up hitchhikers, and if they were willing, bring them home for a fun night, but Jeff always saw them leave in the morning or when they were done.
I wonder how he chose who he was going to kill and who he was going to let go. Or if it was just like based on opportunity, maybe.
I think, honestly, like really thinking about it, he kills a lot of Marines.
Yeah.
And he also kills a lot of like younger kids who were almost seems like runaways or like on their way somewhere.
Yeah. So maybe he targeted people that
Wouldn't be missed.
Right. Yeah.
Or it would take people longer to realize.
Yeah.
Jeff must have been all that Randy needed because he didn't kill again until December of 1976.
Okay. So that's pretty big. That's a decent break.
Yeah, it's some time. Apparently, though, he hid the body of his victim, Paul Joseph Fuchs. So apparently he hid his body well because he was never found.
Wow.
Just missing from the area. Randy would admit to his murder later, which is how we know what happened. But Lord knows what he did to Paul because Randy didn't kill again for over a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are now entering April of 1978. Randy was able to drug another Marine by the name of Scott Michael Hughes. And I want to say, when I say like drug, like when he drugged them, it was typically with Valium and alcohol.
Okay.
So that's what I mean when I say drugs, some kind of sedative and alcohol.
He reminds me a lot of Jeffrey Dahmer.
He reminds me of all of them together.
Yeah, it's a very interesting mix. I mean, like, especially Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah. And Pinnell.
Certain
parts of Pinnell.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of like a mixture of a lot of male serial killers.
Yeah.
Scary.
He's like all of the assholes combined into one giant asshole.
One giant asshole. Yeah. He's just one giant asshole.
One giant asshole taking shits everywhere. I can't. Any hoozle. Scott's body was found next to, shocker, a highway, strangled to death and missing a testicle that had been removed.
Just one?
Just one. That June, Roland Gerald Young was found deceased along the side of a highway as well. He was SA'd, stabbed to death, and then thrown out of a car, which was moving at a pretty high speed. About a week later, another body was found. You guessed it, next to the highway. The body was that of Richard Allen Keith. Richard had been sedated, bound by his wrists, and strangled. Richard was 18 and also a Marine.
Oh, that's so young.
I know. Less than a month later, a 23-year-old man by the name of Keith Arthur Klingbeil was found grasping to life by a major highway. He had been drugged and strangled, but not before a car lighter was used to burn one of his nipples.
Oh, man.
I know. Unfortunately, Keith passed away shortly after being transported to the hospital.
Ugh.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, my God.
2 months later, we are now into September 1978. 20-year-old Richard Anthony Crosby is the victim. But I just have to say, like, any hockey fans out there, fuck you, Crosby. That's all.
I don't know what that means, but I agree.
He's a whiny-ass, frog-looking hockey player.
Little bitch.
I mean, he's one of the best, honestly.
But he's a little bitch.
But he's a little whiny-ass bitch, and I hate him because he's better than us.
Oh,
I'm a Flyers fan. He's on the Penguin. Well, he's old as shit now.
Fuck
you,
guy.
Crosby. Richard was apparently hitchhiking home from, well, I should say, not you, Richard Anthony Crosby. God bless you. Sorry for what happened.
Yeah.
Richard was apparently hitchhiking home from a night out when Randy picked him up, drugged him, tortured him with his car lighter, and then choked him. To finish off 1978, Randy found one more victim. Michael Joseph Inderbieten.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Inderbieten.
Yeah.
Michael was found similar to the last two with car lighter burns. However, he was strangled, he was SA'd, and had a foreign object in him, and then he was castrated.
Oh, man.
I don't know in what order, but
yeah,
all of that. 1979. It's a new year.
New year, same you.
Yeah. New year. Yeah. I was just going to repeat what you said.
New year, same you.
New year, still fuck you, Randy. Yeah. 1979, Randy committed 4 more murders. Donnie Harold Crissell, who was a 20-year-old Marine, was drugged, bound, tortured, and then thrown from a moving car. I feel like I'm just repeating myself at this point. A tourist from England named Keith Anthony Jackson was found dismembered with a sock in his rectum behind a gas station along a highway.
Jeez.
Gregory Wallace Jolly. I'm sorry, that name.
He did not have a jolly end.
I can't.
I'm going to assume.
Gregory Wallace Jolly was found next. He had been SA'd and dismembered. Jeffrey Sayer went missing in close proximity to Randy's parents' home. It is believed he was also murdered by Randy. However, his body was never found. Fast forward again, this time to 1980. A 19-year-old Marine by the name of Mark Allen Marsh was picked up by Randy while hitchhiking. He was found with his hands and head missing.
What the fuck?
I know, Randy was like all over the place.
This is so random.
I know, it like wasn't super consistent. The one thing that's sort of consistent, and I'll say this towards the end, is a lot of his victim had like tissue paper in their nose.
Tissue paper in their nose?
Yeah.
Like maybe to suffocate them?
I don't know. But a lot of them did have tissue paper in their nose, or I can't. I don't know.
This guy is crazy.
I know. And that was from a different source. So like, who knows?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Randy's work life picked up a bit, and he was sent to Oregon on an extended business trip. This move did not slow Randy down, though. For fuck's sake, Jack.
Tell him to leave us the fuck alone.
Stop, Snack Daddy. We're working. God. Working and not getting paid. Okay. This move did not slow Randy down, though. He was able to find 2 victims in his new area. 17-year-old Michael Sean O'Fallon was hiking across Canada and the U.S. when he was picked up by Randy. Michael's body was found hog-tied, and his cause of death was strangulation.
Jesus. His
blood, per usual, showed high amounts of drugs and alcohol. The next day, Randy wanted someone a little older for once. Larry Eugene Parks, who was 30 at the time, was found strangled and left on the side of a freeway. Luckily for the people of Oregon, though, Randy's business trip ended in August of 1980, and he headed back to California. Spoiler alert, he does go back, though.
To Oregon?
Yep. Whew. Oh, you'll hear about it. Just a month after his return, Randy struck again. This guy is exhausting.
How... I barely have time to, like, do my laundry. How the... I just want to know how these people have the time to do all this shit.
They don't have kids.
Yeah, fair enough. But, like, BTK had kids.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know, dude.
I guess when there's a will, there's a way. You find time to do the things you love. That's fucked. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He loved what he did.
He loved what he did.
Do what you love what you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's
except for murdering
I'm
people.
just so sorry. Continue.
That should be our slogan. Do what you love what you do. Except murder. I like that. What do you guys think?
That's a good one.
I like
It'd be good for a t-shirt.
With our faces on it.
Yeah, we still need to get this merch shit going.
Listen, one of these days, our ADD is going to get cut back and we're going to get our life together. By I mean I. Anyhow. So Randy set his sights on another hitchhiking Marine, shocker, by the name of Robert Wyatt Loggins. Loggins.
A lot of Marines, man.
A lot of Marines. Robert Wyatt Loggins. Robert's body was found in a trash bag. Randy did things a little bit different with Robert, though. He took photos of him, and apparently with and without clothing on. Some were apparently very lewd.
What?
Yeah.
This is so random.
Listen, it is clear, though, that in all of the photos that Robert was either passed out from intoxication or already deceased. And you can actually see these pictures online.
Oh, no.
I mean, it just looks like he's sleeping. But
yeah,
if you look close, you almost see like a stain on his pants like he had been.
Oh.
I can't. So they really liked Randy at the office. He must have been a good worker because they sent him back to Oregon in April of 1981. And it seems like Randy hit the streets as soon as he got there because a body was found alongside the interstate almost immediately.
Jesus.
It was Michael Cluck. Michael was 17, and to my surprise, he was a hitchhiker. His body was found SA'd and brutally beaten with extreme blunt force trauma to the back of his skull. Randy actually went to the hospital with a badly bruised foot the day Michael Cluck was found. Randy then returned home to California and couldn't resist finding yet another victim. This time it was a male prostitute who was 17. His name was Christopher Allen Williams. Christopher's body was found in the San Bernardino Mountains. So not along the highway, he was in the mountains.
This guy's all over the place.
I know, man. He had been drugged and essentially, it's like serial killer ADHD.
It really is.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
So Christopher had been drugged and essentially suffocated to death due to tissue paper being lodged in his nostrils.
That's so weird.
That's the one that actually said it. But then I read elsewhere that a lot of them had pieces of tissue paper, not like the whole thing, but like residue in their nostrils.
That's weird.
Yeah. In July of 1982, reports of foul odors coming from the highway were reported to the California Department of Transportation. They immediately sent someone out who found not one but two bodies. One was severely decayed. The bodies were of 16-year-old Robert Avila, who had been strangled to death, and 14-year-old Raymond Davis.
14?
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
He went missing while looking for his lost dog.
No.
I know. Randy tied his wrists behind his back and strangled Raymond before disposing of him right by Robert. Believe it or not, more bodies were discovered in the fall. Is this exhausting?
My
yeah, I know.
God.
I know.
Was his scorecard like 17 fucking pages long on his Excel spreadsheet?
I'll get there. It wasn't actually Excel. It was just fun to say. It was a 3-ring binder, actually.
What?
Yeah, I'll get there. Don't worry. Arnie McKeel Lane was picked up hitchhiking by Randy, trying to get to the OC to find work.
Oh,
I know. Not a lot is reported on this or the cause of his death, but I think we can take a wild guess and say he was probably strangled.
probably.
So it doesn't end there. Randy was sent back to Oregon and murdered 2 more men. Brian Whitker, who was found half nude, and just like many of Randy's victims, had been drugged, strangled, and thrown from a moving car. And a carpenter named Anthony Jose Silveria, who was essayed with different foreign objects and then strangled. Randy was sent from Oregon to Grand Rapids, Michigan for work. And guess what happened there?
I can't even imagine.
If you were going to say he attended a seminar, you are correct.
He didn't murder anyone there?
Oh, if you're going to say murder, you're also correct.
Oh.
So Randy met two men who happened to be cousins at the seminar he was attending. Apparently, they hit it off because their bodies were found after a night of being drugged and SA'd. These cousins were David Alt, who was 24 and died of asphyxiation, and Christopher Shoborn, who died of strangulation, but not before having a pen put into his urethra.
What?
Mm-hmm. This guy was a freaking mess, man.
I hate this guy.
I know. In December of 1982, Randy traveled back to Portland from Grand Rapids, and within the first day, I'm sorry to laugh. I'm uncomfortable. We all know.
Yeah.
He had already struck again. This time, he took the life of 19-year-old Lance Tagg, who was hitchhiking to a family member's home in L.A. Lance was drugged and died from suffocation as a sock had been put down his throat. The cops in Oregon, though, were starting to see a pattern.
Starting? Mm-hmm. Interesting. So glad you guys were able to join the fucking chat.
Welcome. So when they took into account the time in between the murders, they wanted to reach out to nearby states to see if anyone else was experiencing a similar pattern. When the note hit the California police, specifically the Southern California police, they threw their hand up and said, "Ooh, us, we have that."
Well, thank God.
We have the same thing going on here.
Fucking doing their job.
I know. Good on you, Oregon. You got some weirdos out there, but like, good on you. Actually, I was in Oregon once. We were in, I think it was Portland. No, it wasn't Portland. We were in Oregon, and there's a guy who rides around on a unicycle dressed as Darth Vader and plays a bagpipe that throws flames.
Okay, that's kind of amazing.
We saw him.
Okay.
And we were sitting at like an outside brewery or bar or something. Yeah. And like he rode by and Jack and I were like, what the fuck was that? What was that? Is that normal? And one of the locals was like,
normal?
Well, I mean, come on. We don't know. I mean,
it's normal.
You see some shit in Oregon. But we looked at each other and we were like, oh my God, what just happened? And a local guy was like, oh my God, you just saw him. You saw him. He's like a unicorn. It's like super lucky if you see that guy. What? And like he has a name there. Like apparently it's like a big deal. No one knows who he is.
That's really cool.
He rides around on a unicycle playing flaming bagpipes dressed as Darth Vader. Like
I love that. Not even gonna lie.
It's something. I digress. Now, is this story ever going to end, you ask?
It does fucking seem like it.
I said the same thing when researching this case.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, how was he not caught already?
Several balls were dropped, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's God.
Bad.
Listen, if you have made it this far, there are only a few more, and then we will get to the arrest. Whew. So yeah, there's more. January of 1983. Randy abducted Eric Herbert Church, who was 21. Eric must have been a fighter because he died of not only strangulation, but also severe blunt force trauma to the head. Mm. The autopsy also showed that he was, shocker, heavily drugged as well as SA'd. Ugh. Randy then found two friends in February of 1983. The two men, 18-year-old Jeffrey Allen Nelson and 20-year-old Roger James Duvall Jr., left their friend's home to go grab some grub, but never returned. Both were SA'd, strangled, and left in different locations, with Jeffrey being thrown from a moving car. May 14th, 1983, at 1:10 a.m., Randy Kraft was pulled over after two cops witnessed him driving a bit recklessly and making an illegal lane change. They assumed this would be their typical driving under the influence type stop. When Randy pulled over, he opened the door, and get this, listen to what he did. He took a bottle, do you know that Moosehead beer? I don't even know if they make it anymore.
I've heard of it.
Took a remaining beer that he had after he opened the door, dumped it on the asphalt, and then got out of the car.
Yeah, that's totally not suspicious at all. Don't be suspicious. Don't be
I was
suspicious.
Getting ready to do that. Don't be suspicious. I mean, I was brazen as shit if you ask me.
He didn't even give a fuck at that point.
He's like, fuck it.
He's like, you can't prove anything. Okay?
Yeah, he's like, no, it's fine. There's no beer. That was water. I peed in the bottle. One of the officers, Officer Michael Sterling, gave Randy a field sobriety test, which he immediately failed.
Whoa, that's so weird. Wasn't expecting that at all.
During this field test, the officer Sterling also noticed his pants were unbuttoned.
Ew.
After asking Randy to fix his pants, don't know if that actually happened, I threw that in, Officer Sterling arrested Randy on a driving while intoxicated.
Okay.
DWI. Now, Sergeant Michael Howard, who was Officer Sterling's partner at the time, saw that there was a passenger in the car. He called out to the person. However, the passenger did not move.
Oh, shit. There was a dead body in the car?
I don't know. Let me get there. God.
I'm sorry. I can't wait.
Sergeant Howard approached the passenger and noticed he was slumped over with his eyes shut. He also saw lots of empty beer and prescription bottles at the passenger's feet. So Sergeant Sterling shook the man, thinking he was just passed out from the beer and drugs. However, when he had his hand on this man's arm, it was freezing cold. He then decided to reach in for a pulse. To his surprise, there was not one. In his efforts to try to help this passenger, Sergeant Sterling noticed the man's pants were open with his bits exposed.
Oh, no.
As well as a ligature mark on his neck.
That's not good.
The man's hands were also oddly positioned. Upon further investigation, he realized the man was bound at the wrists. It was at this point Sergeant Sterling realized he was looking at a dead man. Terry Lee Gambrell was Randy's final victim. He was a 25-year-old Marine, and he had been strangled to death. Once the police began to search Randy's car, this is where it gets crazy. Just kidding. This whole thing's crazy.
I was going to say this. This is where we're drawing the line on the craziness.
You know, once the police began to search Randy's car, they were met with bloodstains, even though Terry did not have any wounds. They found tons of prescription bottles, beer bottles, and a belt that matched the mark around Terry's neck. The blood really threw them off, though, so they tore that car apart, and thank God they did.
Oh, no.
When the carpeting was pulled back, they found an envelope that contained over 50 porn-type photos. I don't think I can say the word porn on YouTube, so...
Fuck YouTube.
Yeah, you're right. Over 50 porn-type photos of men who appeared to be sleeping or dead.
Oh, no.
When they opened the trunk, they found a binder that had exactly 61 handwritten coded notations.
Coded notations?
Like shorthand, yeah. Sorry.
Huh.
The police did it right this time, though. They got a warrant, and they searched Randy's home. When they did, they saw the exact rug that is featured in many of the nasty-ass photos that they found in his car. They also found personal possessions, clothing, and items Randy took from his victims over the past decade.
Jesus.
They even found a roll of film that had more photos of his victims. So why is Randy Kraft called the Scorecard Killer? The 3-ring binder that the police found in his trunk contained a handwritten list of 61 cryptic phrases, each believed to be shorthand for one of his victims. Some were chillingly specific, like, quote, Marine Head, BP, end quote, which matched the victim who was decapitated. Others were just haunting, like, quote, Jail Out, end quote, Twilight Zone, Golden Sails. It wasn't just a list. It was his own little murder diary.
Wow.
His twisted ass way of remembering or bragging about every single one of his kills. Yep. How does a man who appears so frickin' normal on the outside have so many, secrets? He held down a job. He had a long-term partner. He hosted dinner parties.
So did John Wayne Gacy.
I know. This is like the guy who would bring a freaking veggie tray, knows your birthday, and then sits down at you with brunch as your gay bestie and asks about your mom. I can't. The poor victims, though. Just to recap, in his notebook, there were 61 of them.
That's a lot.
I know. He would drug them, often with tranquilizers, sedatives, and alcohol. Then came the torture, beatings, burns, strangulations. Some victims had objects inserted into their bodies, and many had their genitalia mutated. It was brutal, calculated, and ritualistic. Weird. So eventually, Randy had his trial where prosecutors laid out a stomach-turning case, linking him to at least 16 murders. He was sentenced to death in 1989, but guess what?
Didn't happen.
He's still on death row at San Quentin.
San Quentin ain't no joke either.
He's living, breathing.
What's he, about like 80 at this point, I would think?
45.
No, I mean like now, like
Oh, no,
day.
I'm saying he was born in 45.
Sorry. I feel like he would be about 80 in his 80s, right?
Yeah, about 80.
Wow. So he's been on death row since like the, mid 80s?
89, yeah.
Okay, so late 80s. He has been on death row since the late 80s.
Yeah.
He's not going to make it to execution.
Probably
I don't
not.
think. I think he's probably just going to die in prison, which is fucking fine. I mean, I love to see people rot in prison that do fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Because as I've said before, prison is not a fun time. I know.
Especially San Quentin.
Oh, yeah, that place is fucking bonkers.
He's probably loving it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Prison's not fun. It's not a fun life.
For crazy people, it is.
Yeah, but I'm sure he would rather be out there killing.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
Fuck this guy.
Do what you love what you do. I mean, he can't do what he loves in prison.
So, why wasn't he caught sooner, you ask?
Because no one cared.
One part, victim invisibility.
Yeah.
Many of his targets were hitchhikers, gay men, or Marines. Like we said earlier, people whose disappearances didn't get immediate attention.
Yep.
Or were just outright dismissed. Another part, jurisdiction spaghetti.
No.
His murders spanned Southern California, sometimes across different counties and cities that didn't compare notes back then.
Yeah, it was hard back then because there was no internet. They didn't have like sophisticated, No. They didn't have sophisticated systems like they do now.
Thank God for the Oregon police, though, sending out like a fax or whatever they did.
Yeah.
The scariest part, I think, is that he was functional. He wasn't like a crazy maniac. He didn't have a creepy, freaky ass basement. He lived like an average dude. I don't know, just with a second life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. To this day, at least 16 murders have been linked to Kraft, as we know by the trial. But that scorecard, some experts believe it may point to as many as 67 victims.
That's wild.
That would make him one of the most prolific serial killers in U.S. history.
That's a high body count.
Yep. Somehow he's not like really a household name, though.
He's not.
Because he didn't leave taunting notes. He didn't wear a clown costume. He didn't give himself a crazy-ass nickname. He just killed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like there's certain personalities that become very notorious and infamous. I think since he was just not one of those, like, loud, boisterous personalities, I think he kind of got, like...
Pushed to the side.
Pushed to the side, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that and the victims that he chose weren't, like, pretty white women.
Yeah, true.
But I think that's part of it too. Like they were marginalized communities in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, Jeffrey Dahmer, he got away with what he did for as long as he did because he targeted gay men.
Yeah.
But what was sensational about him is that, he kept body parts in his house.
It's crazy.
And then what was sensational about John Wayne Gacy is that he, kept the bodies in his crawl space. Yeah. So I don't know.
This one to me was like, I don't know. Like, I feel like thank God he's not a household name, I guess, because he didn't get that notoriety. But at the same time, it didn't really seem like he wanted that. He just was doing what he loved.
Yeah.
That should be the title of this one. Do what you love what you do, except murder.
Yeah.
Randy Kraft.
That's a good title.
All right. Here's my final thoughts I wrote down.
Final thoughts. Doesn't Jerry Springer do final thoughts?
I don't know, but I'm going to Jerry Springer this bitch. Randy Kraft was a sadistic monster, plain and simple. But not the kind with horns or glowing eyes. He didn't wear a mask. He would wear a polo shirt and offer you a ride. If you're offered a ride, don't take it and don't hitchhike. That's my final thought.
Yeah.
Do what you love what you do, except murder.
And hitchhiking.
Don't hitchhiking.
Except I don't really think hitchhiking's a thing anymore.
Thank God.
Honestly. I mean, you have Uber. Like Uber and Lyft and all that shit. So I mean, I can't even tell you the last time I saw like a straight up hitchhiker. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But
that was a lot.
These older ones are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry that was so long, guys, but
no, it was good.
Tried to cover all the victims, as many as I could, and
you're apologizing to me when I do like 4-parters.
That's fair. You're welcome, guys. I made it quick.
You did a good job. That's fucking crazy story, man.
Yeah. Well, that was a fun one, and I'm going to do a more recent one next time because they're easier.
They are.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for listening to our Scorecard Killer, Don't Be a Dick, or whatever podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Your cat's fighting with me right now.
Yeah, it's not shocking.
Cool. Love you guys.
Yeah, we will see you next Tuesday.
Don't be one.
Bye.
Bye.